In this review, I will be taking a look at the Neca Masters of the Universe Staction of Jitsu. If you are new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Jitsu here was released in 2007 as a part of Series 6 of the Neca Masters of the Universe Staction line. The Staction line was basically statues and stuck in one pose. The line was a continuation of the cancelled Mattel figures based on the 2002 He-Man cartoon. Jitsu has not had many appearances outside of toy form. His biggest moment in the mini-comics is in the Clash of Arms, where he faces off against Fisto and is quickly defeated. He only appeared in a single episode of the original He-Man Filmation cartoon series, in the episode The Dragon Invasion. In the cartoon, his name is changed from Jitsu to Chopper, although he is never actually called that in the episode. Jitsu did not appear in the 2002 He-Man cartoon. Included with Jitsu is a figure of Otifus. Unlike Jitsu, Otifus did appear in the 2002 He-Man cartoon. Otifus was just a common thief, but a chemical accident mutated him into Stankor and gave him his horrible stench.
That smell! Oedipus? Who's Oedipus? Call me Dictor!
Now let's take a closer look at the figures, or Stactions if you will. I'm just going to move Jitsu to the side for a moment and take a look at Otifus first. The first thing that sticks out to me about Otifus is his bright yellow eyes. They definitely stand out against the mostly white fur. There is some good sculpt work for as little as this guy is. For the most part, it looks just like he did in the 2002 He-Man cartoon. Probably the biggest difference is the claws on the hands and feet are black, whereas in the cartoon they are gray, similar to that of the gray around his mouth and on his stomach. There is some nice sculpting in the fur on the backside as well. He is on the included display stand, but you can take him off of it if you choose to do so. The display stand is a metallic purple in color, and has one peg that plugs into either one of his feet. In his left hand, he is holding a piece of wood that he uses as a weapon, or as he did in the cartoon episode he appeared in. Now let's take a look at the main attraction for the set, and that of Jitsu. Jitsu can also be removed from his display base. The same metallic purple can be found on this one as well, but this one is much larger. There's some really neat sculpting on the display base. As I stated before, Jitsu never appeared in the 2002 cartoon, but this is a rendition of what he could have looked like if he had. The face sculpt is that of an Asian man, but more stylized. He has evil red eyes. One thing to point out is his very long ponytail. This is very easily broke off and is actually quite common. In most cases that I've seen, they break off while brand new in the package. It can be glued back on, but still a major design flaw. The sculpting and paintwork on Jitsu is just top notch in my opinion, especially how old the figure is. The torso armor is pretty much like that of the original Jitsu figure, just with a 2000X upgrade to it. The armor is mainly made up of red and gold. Moving down the right arm of Jitsu, we come to what the character is known for, in that of his large gauntlet on his right hand. But man, this one is freaking huge compared to that of the original figure. It is mostly painted gold in color, with green jewels on the knuckles, and a larger green jewel on the top of the hand. It does have a Thanos gauntlet vibe in my opinion. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a large green jewel on the palm as well. Moving over to the left arm, he is holding a large sword. He has on a nice little red and gold forearm guard. Every little detail in Jitsu seems to be painted, something they could have easily skimped out on. Moving down to his lower half, this is entirely different from the vintage figure. Jitsu is wearing a guard that flows down the front and over his thighs. I know I've said this before, but the sculpting is amazing on this piece. There is also a large rope belt that wraps around the waist and down the front as well. He is still wearing a black furry loincloth underneath. Moving even further down the legs, he is wearing black furry boots, but have red and gold armor pieces on the front of his shins. Turning around to the backside, the amazing sculpt and paint work just continued. Every little sculpted piece is painted. Once again, something they could have easily skimped out on. He has a few little non-removable accessories attached to his belt. Moving up his back, we come across his extra set of weapons. There's a piece of tape over them to hold them more securely in place. I'm sure the weapons would hold in place without the tape, but it was like that out of the package. I just left the tape alone and never took it off. Looking a little closer at the weapon itself, I'm not exactly sure what the proper name is. If you know, leave me a comment below. The handle is black and the blade itself is painted gold. The sword that is in his hand right now is not sculpted in his hands, but it doesn't seem to want to come out, and I'm afraid to try hard enough, as I don't want to break it. Now let's compare the Jitsu Staction to some other Masters of the Universe toy lines. First up is the original Jitsu figure. There are little similarities between the two, but not many. Next up is his rival Fisto from the 2002 Mattel line of figures. In that line, his name was actually changed from Fisto to Battle Fist. As I stated before, the Neca Stactions were a continuation of this toy line, once Mattel stopped making them. And finally, here's Jitsu next to the Master of the Universe Classic Skeletor. So that is my review of the Neca Jitsu Staction figure. He is now one of the more rare Stactions, so he is kind of pricey. I think the paint and sculpt work are amazing, as I've said several times throughout this review. It's kind of a shame the line didn't have longer legs. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as well as click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and leave me a comment. Follow me on social media, links are also in the description below, and thanks for watching.